Welcome. Let me introduce you to Neon. Neon is a smart data loading dashboard that plugs into your HANA BI platform and monitors data loads from all over your hybrid data warehousing landscape. Business users as well as technical support staff use the smart monitoring tool to ensure that they use and take decisions on numbers they can trust. One Consultants is a group of die-hard SAP BI experts. We serve customers like Shell, ASML, Rabobank and Volvo by delivering business-critical BI solutions in an agile way. And it is in that capacity that we observed a growing pain. Because more than ever, business users rely on data to take business-critical decisions, and these reports depend on an ever-growing number of data sources in a landscape that becomes more and more hybrid in nature, combining various analytic platforms both on-premise and in the cloud. So this growing complexity creates a challenge of confidence. Business users need numbers they can trust, while support staff want to be confident that they monitor and prioritize business-critical data feeds first to actually ensure that trust. Now with Neon, they can. By monitoring the data loads in a smart way, the quality of the business-critical data within the landscape is made visible. And business users can check if the data that they are analyzing are actual and up to date, while support staff, be it onshore, offshore, nearshore, insourced, outsourced, they can proactively support their data consumers. Mind you that Neon does not replace the classic monitoring tools of the support organization like Control M, but it does provide a monitoring environment with a functional data loading focus. A functional focus for business and support users to collaborate on critical data loads for specific reports or report groups only. Data loads are monitored in a smart way by looking for anomalies like jobs that did not run as frequently as expected, or jobs that took longer to load than normal, jobs that loaded less records than expected or no records at all, for which the system then issues warnings or errors. Now let's have a look at Neon in action in a short demo here. So suppose I am a support staff member and I am responsible to keep all data loads for a specific report group or asset group in this hybrid landscape. Now for the sake of the demo, we simplify things by just showing you a couple of assets. In real life, of course, this will be a much more elaborated screen. But here you have an asset called Demo Quarterly Reports. So these are load objects that are loading data for this group of reports or this single report. And as you can see, one is in success, two are in error. Now, diving into the hierarchy of this asset, you will see indeed three load objects. We also have a button on top here called subscribe to notifications. When you use that, you can have all stakeholders of these reports being notified proactively when statuses of load objects change from success into error, for example, or vice versa, as we will see. We support all types of connector types, SDI, SLT, BW, XSA, for example, but also Azure Data Factory. All kinds of connection types that you may have in your landscape. This object or this report depends on three typical SAP load objects. Let's have a look at the BW one to see what went wrong there. So as a support person, I can see that this is a business criticality of this report is high, that it is a delta load type report, that it runs 18 times per hour or should run 18 times per hour. I can check run IDs, log files, source and target systems. And I can also look at the history, for example, the number of records loaded with some anomaly, as you can see, or the last 10 runs, the duration in seconds, all the way down to the most recent runs that apparently have been successful. So I dive into my classic tools to solve the problem, and then I can report back to say that the missing run can be ignored. I can put feedback in here, whether it was due to a maintenance window, for example, or any type of information to explain what I did to, what was the cause and what I did to mediate it. And then I can save this. The system will then update the status for this load object to success. And if we go back, you will also see that the asset readiness has now been updated. And overall still have to refresh here. There you go, 66%. Now, let's have a look at the other one. That was a snapshot that did not load, so I manually restarted that job, right? And I can reset that status accordingly by explaining what I did. Report back. The status will update. It still gives a warning, but that was from before, so it will now update the readiness of the asset, recheck the whole assets, load objects, there you go, and in the end it will conclude that all assets, all load objects are now successfully loaded, giving me an overall status of 100%. So with that, let me just switch back to the screens now. So with that, we solved and reported back on our problems. As I said, this can be done in a proactive way with notifications by email to all stakeholders concerned. And we offer Neon as an app, including installation services. So we have a double offering. It's either a one-time purchase or a 3-year subscription, but both formulas will always include the installation, configuration and training of your team to enable you to use Neon long-term and be self-sufficient. Thank you very much for your attention and hope to see or talk to you soon.